Hey, welcome to our accountability call mixed with community and a little bit of product review for those that want it. Welcome. So before we get started, wondering if anyone has anything they need answered, put them in the chat before we end the call, okay? So just put it in the chat if you have any questions about anything. Let's just say a quick prayer for all of us, okay? I'll lead us in a little prayer. Dear Lord, thank you for bringing all these wonderful women together tonight to think about the blessings we can bring to others in their health and in their finances with what Plexus has. Please, I ask that you give everybody strength just to get through the days. Everybody has struggles. Everybody has a busy life, and just really just keep them safe and guarded and in your care. In Jesus' name, amen. All right, Anne's on, and Anne, yay, Anne is a silver. So we have a silver, new silver, Anne Graham. And can you take your camera off or not?
Oh. You know what? I'm packing up and stuff. So.
Okay, just keep going, yes. Keep going. Everybody's busy. So Andrea has, this is your people. Andrea has 2 rank ups. Yay, Andrea.
Yay, so excited.
Yes, so this is all about this fun journey. Is nothing better than, I get more joy out of seeing others rise up than my own victories, which is really weird. But so Erica being gold, and then we have Carrie open. She's new. She was going to maybe pop on tonight for a little bit. She is a nurse from rugby who just started sharing right away. She caught the vision. She had also, well, let her tell her story if she hops on. So congratulations, you guys. The 28th of the month is not the end of the month. You guys, there are 3 days left. And that's a lot of time I've learned in this business. You can get a lot done in 3 days. You don't know who's watching. You don't know who is looking for a problem to be solved in their health or finances. So how many of you have posted about the dollar sale? I think quite a few of you have. How many of you have encouraged others, like given them a post to share? It's like, hey, we have a dollar special right now. You never know. You might have somebody that's interested in, trying these products. Would you post this? And give them a post to share. Spoon feeding is what people need, and encouragement, because people aren't just going to stop their day and think about doing it and do it on their own unless they're all in, right? So if I wouldn't have kept calling Andrea and saying, you'd be good at this, Andrea, I know you can do this, Andrea wouldn't be here. Connie, you kept showing up. Lisa, you kept showing up. So this is your trickle down is, sharing it with all your people and posting. And Anne wouldn't be here if it wasn't for Andrea. And Erica wouldn't be here if it wasn't for Andrea coaching on her and loving on her, right? Hey, Kelly. See, Kelly's on. Kelly Carlsted. I didn't know was watching me for 3 years. So we don't know who's watching. And if we don't consistently post, our store's not open. So helping others open their doors is something that takes a little bit of nudging, like I said. So that's my challenge for everybody, is to reach out to at least 10 people that love the products and say, hey, we have a super great sale right now. You could make, earn your products free by helping a few of your friends and family. What if I gave you a post to share on social media? Would you post just to see if you get any interest? Or if I sent you a message to share with some of your friends and family, would you send it to them in a private message? So maybe, you never know. So just taking a little bit of time to do that. As far as, I wanted each of you guys to share, maybe start with the 3 top health benefits of the Plexus, because this is recorded. We're going to share it. share who you are, when you started Plexus, what your rank is, and the 3 benefits health-wise, and then financial. Like a minute long is all you get. Okay. Who would like to go first? I know everybody wants to, so don't fight over it.
I'll go first.
Okay.
What do you mean by financial? Like what?
Blessing, the biggest blessing that you think. Yeah.
3 biggest health blessings have been immune function for my whole family, just healthier, not sick, and oh, that's so hard. I don't have weird gut health things, and sleep.
Okay.
And financially, it's just been a blessing to be able to move the needle towards our goal of like, well, we're going to build a house. So that's like, you know, where we're going, but it's just nice to know that we're moving the needle in the right direction. Take the burden off my husband.
Yes. And I think of this, you know, this was not a business to me at the beginning. It's a business now,
Same.
right? And this has, what it's done in 6 years compared to my stocks that I've had invested for 25. Which do you think's doing better? Like, this is a no-brainer. No-brainer. Thank you, Andrea. Who would like to go next?
I'll go.
Thank you, Erica.
I would say my biggest thing would be obviously our gut health, but like just our immune health, like Drea said, we're less sick. Then digestion, just regularity with my whole family, and then sleep, which then gives us energy for the next day to be the best we can be. Financial wise, I'm going to piggyback off of Drea and say that just taking the burden off of Garrett, being that he's like the only working parent at this time. Now this is kind of like the side hustle, but something you can feel good about because you're helping people. And I shared that right off the bat with someone today who's going to sign up. And she's like, yeah, I know so many people who would benefit from this. And I said, done, you know, so it feels really good to do what we're doing and to know that, you know, it takes the burden off of our husbands.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and even if we don't suggest for them to share and do a post, they're not going to think of it.
No,
that's our job. You
exactly.
know, like, hey, if I write up something, would you share? Because you have the heart connection with so many people that I can't, and someone's going to trust you that doesn't trust me, you know, and then reach out to your family, your best friend. Yeah. And Plexus doubles the money in the first 30 days. It's like,
I know.
Hello.
That's crazy.
I can't wait till when I'm going to be diamond the second time, because I'm going fast start everything.
Yeah, for sure.
They better have it still. Right. Thank you, Erica. Who wants to go next? Connie, you want to go next?
Yes, I can. Let's see. I'm Connie. I'm a gold ambassador. Are we supposed to say how many years we've been with Plexus?
See when you started. Yep.
Well, 5 years with Plexus. I started in 2016. 3 things I'm thankful for is, having energy all day. Like, I can't believe that I can go from 6 a.m. till 10:30, 11 o'clock at night, not want to sit down and take, you know, a little nap or whatever, and craving the good foods and cooking the good foods. I just printed out my recipes for the success or the chef cooking with the celebrity chef. I just got that email. So printed out, they have a grocery shopping list that you get and the recipes. So anyway, I just did that. And also too, for a plan B income for myself and to give back to my family and friends, to be able to do things with them on the free time And that's what I really, really cherish is the free time. So if I can just say, yep, I'll come in and watch the grandkids, or I'll go to a t-ball game. You know, it's just being there for my mom. Went to a doctor appointment with her the other day. Yeah, so.
Yes. And your health benefits have been so amazing, which we need to get on a video yet, Connie. We have not done that yet. We have, that's on my list. Okay. Like today I got to watch the grandkids. They didn't have a babysitter today. And tomorrow I'm taking my mom to an appointment. You guys, that's the blessing, is the time flexibility is huge. So you're so right. Thank you, Connie. Okay, what we're doing is just sharing our name, because this is recorded. We'll be sharing the recording, our name, our rank, where we're from, how long we've been on it, and just 3 health benefits that you can think of, 2 or 3, and then financially what the blessing is for you. Who would like to go next?
I can go next.
Oh. Thank you, Kelly. Oh, with Lisa, it's an arm wrestle.
Go ahead. I'm Kelly Carlstad. I live in Devil's Lake. I'm coming up on my 3-year Plexiversary next month. And I'm regular for the very first time in my whole entire life. I have more energy than I've ever had. So I feel better now physically than I did in my 30s. And I have lost over 30 pounds in the last 3 years. So, and the thing about that is, you know, 30 pounds in 3 years, you know, some people would think maybe that wasn't a big deal, but I've been able to keep it off. So that is a big deal. So many, many blessings health-wise. I don't take my 2-hour naps anymore, and just all the things. Financially, the time freedom has been such a blessing for me. Yeah, I mean, I've been able to be with family and do things that I would not have been able to do in the last 1.5 years and in the last few weeks if I had a regular 9-to-5 job. And I don't know if I would have emotionally made it through if I didn't have Plexus to sustain me. And that time freedom has been amazing, wonderful. So I feel very blessed to be a part of this group of women, and Plexus is just blessings all around.
Thank you, Kelly. And did you say you're senior Ruby, almost Emerald?
I am senior Ruby.
Almost Emerald. It's this far from Emerald.
Working to Emerald.
Profit sharing. Yes. Thank you, Kelly. You're a blessing. And I wanted to say too, you know, you lost 30 pounds over 3 years without going on a diet. You know, imagine that. So awesome. Thank you. Lisa, do you want to go next?
Yep. I had to unmute myself. Hi. I've been on Plexus for, it'll be 6 years, I think, in December. And the 3 blessings have been, I'm off my thyroid medicine. I sleep through the night. And what did Kelly just remind me of?
Regularity?
No.
Energy?
Something. Well, the energy, yeah, I had energy on, yes, more energy than I've ever had. There's something else she mentioned though, but I can't remember it right now. Just so many things that have gotten better. And I can, energy, I'm on live. Sorry.
That's okay. This is what happens.
Yeah. Just the energy that I've gained is just unbelievable. I used to lay around and not do anything, not play with the kids. And now I have the energy to do that. And I'm very thankful.
And you used to eat licorice like it was a...
Yeah, staple, like it was my main course, yes. And I can walk by it and have no problems now, so.
Yeah, and you're a gold ambassador.
I'm a gold ambassador, yeah. Yes. But the thing is about licorice, I can look at it and I can still taste it in my mouth, which is really kind of weird. Do you get that? I mean, I look at it and it's like, okay, I know what it tastes like. So I think that's the craving that was so strong.
Yeah, I used to crave it too, like the nibs. If I drove, I always had to have nibs.
But there's no way I could eat it again. Ever.
Yeah, I don't even, it's crazy how you just.
Yep. Yep. So that's it.
Awesome. Okay, thank you. Yep. And I see April's on. Hello, April. Thank you. We're just going around kind of sharing a few things, or do you want to jump on now and then we can go back to that?
I can wait. I'm good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anne, do you want to go next while you're packing there? Do you have time to talk? You're muted, Anne. Maybe she's not listening. She's packing. Is it this weekend her son gets married? She's got a little bit going on. She had a Zoom party on Monday night. Anne just ranked up to silver, and she's just a blessing. So I was hoping she could, but she's a little bit busy. So, and Laura M., are you able to hop on and share 3 health benefits and a financial blessing and your rank?
Okay, I think I can remember all that.
No
let's
picture?
See. What?
No picture?
I'm just putting away laundry. If you really want to see me, here I am.
We'd love to see you. Thank you.
Okay. All right, so I think I'm ranked currently senior gold. Let's see, health benefits. My biggest is probably no more headaches and migraines, but also, no more steroid injections and prednisone, and no thyroid meds and all that kind of fun stuff too. So tons of health stuff. I think flexibility is huge, and just having that extra income. I was able to let go of some of the jobs that I didn't enjoy doing, but had to for monetary purposes. Now I get to do something fun that I like to do instead. So did I miss anything?
Nope. If you think of something, interrupt.
Okay.
Okay. So if you guys didn't get a chance to watch the Welcome to Plexus, I did do that call tonight. I haven't watched it yet because I don't want to, but Plexus has so many tools now with our why Plexus, why now? So many things that we can leverage for people to use that, we don't have to have as many events, but we still will have some, right? So after April's done, I'm going to talk a little bit about in August what I have planned. I have the content done. It's called Hydrate and Hustle. So it's drinking enough water every day and moving your body. So it's going to be a challenge from the 11th of August till the 31st. So it's 21 days because it takes 21 days to create a habit. So it's hydrate and hustle into a new habit. And so it was fun putting together, and it's going to be for anybody. So we want to really pour on people. So we'll talk more about that after April's done. I'm excited about that. And April, I'm so excited that you're here to share with us your health journey turned business, right? Or was it business first? I can't remember.
No, it was definitely health first.
Okay. So if you want to just tell your background, and we met in the, actually it was at convention standing in line to get coffee, was it?
I think it was the Starbucks line. Yeah. I'm sorry, but us Plexus girls really do still love our Starbucks.
when you're at convention and you hardly get any sleep, and you were behind this, she was so bubbly, you guys. She was with her friend, Sammy, who's her sponsor, and they both were blonde babes, bubbly. And we just started talking, and I just loved them. And I think you were you senior Ruby then, or Ruby?
Senior Ruby.
You were both senior Rubies at the same time, and you were on stage for top something. Anyway, so I was just intrigued and have always followed you. We went to Align together with Brooke Hemingway. You've done a lot of Align since then, a lot of Brooke's things as well. So awesome. I would love to I don't know if I've heard your story from the beginning to end, but, and then maybe we have time for question and answers after.
Sure. Yeah, definitely. Thank you so much for having me on today, Marla. I'm so excited to be here and can y'all just give it up for your leader here doing a corporate call tonight? Because that's a pretty dang big deal. And I too have not had a chance to watch it, but I will make a point to go do that because I know that it's incredible. Everything that she does is so incredible and she's so inspiring. And yes, we met in a Starbucks line at convention. I believe it was 2017 because I joined in 2016 and I had joined, well, rewind. I had started taking the products as a customer and I wanted to lose weight. I didn't know a lot about Plexus. All I knew is I was following somebody on social media who was posting about it a lot. She had 2 small children similar to the ages of my small children at the time. And she looked great. She was in good shape. And I'm like, well, I don't care what it is, whatever she's having, I'll have some too. And I really didn't care about what was in the ingredients. That wasn't me then at that point in my life. I was the girl that tried every, shake, cleanse, diet, fad, infomercial this, Thigh Master that, like all of the things. I literally was just that junkie. And when I got the products, the girl that I ordered from, I didn't really know through social media. We had gone to the same high school, but we didn't really know each other. And she's like, oh, here's my link. Just, order what you want. And so she really didn't give me any information. So I'm like, then I started to do some research and I knew she was drinking the pink drink because that's what I've seen her doing on her social media, right? That's what she was always posting about. So I did my research and I decided that I should start with the triplex. She's kind of had said, oh yeah, sure. That's a good idea. Like not a real whole lot of information. So I ordered the triplex back in 2016 when Plexus was growing. And let's just say it took a long time to get my products. It was like, but I stuck with it. All that's under the rug now. I stuck with it and I started to just feel very energized. And I realized that I was getting good quality of sleep. And so I had started for weight loss. I didn't really care about those things until they changed my life, until I was sleeping better, until I started waking up refreshed. At the time I had a 3.5-year-old and a 1.5-year-old. Neither of them were sleeping through the night. So I was getting up 2 to 3 times a night for several years. And I was just exhausted. I was dealing with some pretty hardcore postpartum depression, which at the time I was in denial about. I just kind of thought that I was tired. I thought that was just motherhood and kids were supposed to stress you out and you were supposed to feel that awful. And I thought, well, I just signed up for this, so I better just suck it up, right? So I never sought after help. I didn't think it was postpartum depression because I didn't have like what I thought it was like you can't bond with your baby and like how that's all you really learned about what postpartum depression was. And so it was a very big lack of information. So anyways, I didn't know that's what I had till later on. So I started to lose weight, which was great because I was working out, I was eating pretty good and I had plateaued. And so I just wanted something to help me lose a few pounds of baby weight that I had lingering from my 1.5-year-old at the time. And so when I started to lose weight, I got pregnant again. I was like, well, I guess I can't take this stuff anymore. And somewhere in that time, I had done some research because I was like, gosh, I just feel so good. Like, I wonder what's in this stuff. I had been maybe on the products for a month or so. And I started to look at the ingredients and I'm like, well, it seems pretty, good. It seems pretty clean. And so when I got pregnant, I stopped taking them to wait to see my OB and my midwife and instantly felt all the feelings that I felt with my previous 2 pregnancies, which were just, extreme fatigue, extreme morning sickness that lasted all day, lots of heartburn, just feeling pregnant, And so I waited, I don't know, probably 6 weeks till my first appointment with my doctor. And when I brought it in, I was like, look, this is the stuff I've kind of been looking at. I stopped taking it. And in my head, I had already made up my mind, but I wanted to run it by them and see what they said. So the doctor and the OB looked at the ingredients and said, or the OB and the midwife looked at it and said, we don't see any reason why you can't take these supplements. So I did. And it was almost like instant when I got back on them, how my pregnancy symptoms went away. And it was crazy because my first 2 pregnancies were rough and I had that morning sickness for 9 months with like a very small blip of a break in the middle. And the heartburn was intense and the restless legs and all the things. So I knew that the products were changing how I was feeling based on me being pregnant. I knew it was different, and I judged it because I had stopped using the products and got back on them. So I knew that it was the products and not just because I was having a boy this time around, which a lot of people like to say, oh, it was different because it was a boy. I was like, no, it was not different because of him. When I had him, a big part of my testimony is while I was pregnant, because that's when I first started Plexus. And when I had him, my milk supply was great. And that was like night and day from when I had my girls. I mean, I was trying every concoction to make milk. And with him, I just had a surplus. I used the triplex. I used our X Factor original at the time. And I used the Omegas while I was pregnant. So, you know, probably a month or so after I get back on the products, my friend Sammy texts me and she's like, girl, you got to try this Plexus stuff. And I was like, oh, I've been using it for a couple months now. And she's like, what? Why didn't you tell me? I was like, I don't know. It's just vitamins. Like I feel good, but I just never thought to tell anybody because that girl I ordered from never told me to tell anybody. Right. So if we don't tell our people to tell people, then they probably don't know that they should be telling people. Right. Remind them that when they feel good, and maybe check in on them to make sure we know they're feeling good. Remember to do that. I know sometimes we drop the ball, right? We're human. But she never told me to share the product. She never showed me the opportunity. She never told me to sign up as an ambassador to get a better deal. And I didn't have a relationship with her. So I left her team. And that's not something like we do. And that's not something like I brag about, but it wasn't a good fit and it wasn't meant to be. And she wasn't serving me and it wasn't a good situation. So anyways, Sammy calls me and she's like, well, this Bridget Ryan girl, I'm sure y'all know who Bridget Ryan is. She's like, she's giving everyone like free memberships. And I'm like, okay, well, sign me up, you know? So Bridget Ryan, I'm her level 6, paid my membership to sign up the month she was going diamond. Okay. Because that's what you do when you're going diamond. You just pay everyone's membership fee. And that's back when it was like $35. So that was a big investment, but look where she is now. Anyways, long story short, I joined and we got the old school welcome box in the mail with all this information, all these brochures. And I attribute all of my willingness to try and do the business to that box, because if I had never seen that box, I never would have known. Sammy wasn't working the business. She had gone silver kind of just by accident, by helping myself, her brother-in-law, and a friend. But she didn't want to work the business. She was like, heck no to network marketing. And I opened this box and I started reading about the ranks and the opportunity. And I'm like, Sammy, I feel like we should give this a try. Like, I think I'm just going to post on social media because we had been plugged in and somebody was doing like a 7-day trial group. And I'm like, I think I'm just going to see if I can sell some of those 7-day packets. And we just went for it. And I think I got like 10 or 15 people in on a 7-day group. And I'm like, well, people kind of want this stuff. And then I started to share, I was pregnant. So I'm sharing my Plexus pregnancy testimony. So if you have anyone on your team who's pregnant and you can get them to share, or if you're pregnant and you want to share, let me just tell you, people trust you because if it's good enough for you and your unborn baby, it's good enough for anybody, right? And so I had that trust with people right off the bat. Like, if I can take it, you can take it. Just as a little side note, in case anyone is just expecting. So I started to share, and within that first year, well, before that, we had kind of looked at the rank chart and we thought, gosh, like if we could get to senior Ruby, she was going to be able to quit her job working as a bartender. She had little kids just like me, toddlers, and she was working during the evenings at Angels Baseball Stadium as a bartender, and her husband works as a pharmaceutical rep. And so they were like passing in the night, like never home at the same time. She was missing out tucking her boys in at night, and like weekends she was gone and missing out on all kinds of things with her babies. And so she was like, if I hit senior Ruby, I could quit my job. Like that would be it. That would be done. I don't need to go any further. It would be amazing. And I have a husband who is a power lineman, which means he, chases storms sometimes. He works a lot of hours. I mean, it could be a 100-hour work week. He could go out of town for a week or two or work in the snow and be gone. Who knows? So we had always, when I had babies and left my job, we had kind of just made that sacrifice that he would work extra to replace my really, really good income, because we had a certain life and certain bills and certain mortgage that we needed to keep up with. But also we wanted me to be home with the baby. So I knew that if I hit senior Ruby, I would replace my income that I was working in the dental field. So that was kind of like, okay, but do people actually do it? And then we watched Bridget Ryan go diamond, and we watched other people go diamond and emerald and sapphire. We're like, look at all these people doing it. And I'm like, they're just a bunch of moms just like we are, right? Like they're just normal girls. Like, yeah, they're special. Yeah, they're amazing, but there's nothing that's like sets them apart. Like, why can they do it and we can't, right? So we ended up hitting Senior Ruby right pretty much close to our anniversary date. And we went Senior Ruby like the day or two before we went to our very first convention. And that was super, super exciting because we got to earn big prizes and the big cardboard checks and do all the things. And if that doesn't build your belief, I don't know what else would. Getting to those kind of events. And I will be so excited when Plexus is back to the normal. And for, if you've never experienced a convention, oh my gosh, sign up for Ohio, because I think it's going to be so incredible just to be in that atmosphere. So that really set my, if I didn't have the belief in that first year, that first convention really, really did it for me. I had a journey, like it wasn't always sunshine or rainbows, y'all. Like this, it got real after then. It got really real. I had a growth journey. I had people come and go. I had, you know, outside things get me down. I had a bout of actual depression come back into my life. I had a lot of things. I had life, I had family, I had 3 kids. And my business suffered a lot for a while, right? For like quite a while. But I wouldn't change it. I wouldn't change any of it, as stressful as that was, and how we ride the roller coaster of emotions in our business. Sometimes if you've been around for a while, you may have been on the roller coaster once or twice. But there's so much learning and growing to do in those spaces. And like Marla said, doing some of Brooke's Align retreats, and that very first one that Brooke put together that she opened up for people outside of her personal team, that event changed my life. It was like nothing I've ever experienced. And ever since then, I have poured myself into the world of personal growth and development. And I say that like, I don't ever stop. And I pulled out some of my favorites because I wanted to recommend some if anybody wanted recommendations. It's so important. And I know you hear Marla say it all the time, and I'm sure you hear other people say it all the time, but if you're not refilling your cup every day in this line of work, you won't make it. You just won't. And I don't say that to be negative. I say that because I've been there. And not only will your business suffer, but your personal life will suffer, and your marriage and your family and everything is just all intertwined, right? We work at the freedom, like no one's our boss, right? Like, and so our work is constantly around us in our family life too. And so whatever you can do to strengthen that, whether it's, you know, through your faith or church or meditation, whatever that may be, put the growth on like the top of your list, put the podcasts on the top of your list, put the books on top of your list, and don't make excuses to yourself that you didn't have time for 15 minutes of reading, because I've been there too. Like, we all get busy. We can all stay up 15 minutes late. Even if you fall asleep halfway through a chapter, at least you did something rather than nothing. And allow those books and those podcasts to work for you, right? I've read a lot of things where I'm like, oh, that's so great. Do you ever go to a conference or listen to something or come off of a Zoom call and you're super pumped? And then like, you know, the next day that honeymoon phase kind of wears off and you lose your excitement and you don't get into action. Take the tips you learn on calls, take the tips you learn in books, and break it down into something that you can put into an actionable step so that you can actually grow. And when you grow personally, people around you are going to see that. They're going to see you become happier. They're going to see you become a light for other people. They're going to see you become, you know, the strength that they're looking for. They're going to see the changes in you, and they're going to want to be part of what you're doing. Just always remember that, like, people aren't buying Plexus. They're buying you. They're buying what you provide them in a service, and they're buying what they get from when they're around you. And if they get the warm and fuzzies and they get that support from you and that encouragement, then they're going to want to stick around, right? And you can't keep giving if you're not being poured into too. And so use those things. Like, I cannot stress it enough. So anyways, we hit Emerald last summer. I'll wrap it up. I know I'm long-winded. We hit it last summer, and I had at that point, because I'm not a sugarcoater, I'll tell you, I had a senior Ruby team leave, or sorry, senior gold. And that's, you know, it's a huge chunk. And then I had some infiltration of cross recruiting. Okay. And so it's like another notch off. But I'm like, it's okay. I got books for that. It's like, it's okay. I got books for that. And that's how I got through it. And May of 2020, during the pandemic, I decided we're going Emerald. And you know how many points I had in my back office when I decided I was going to Emerald? Throw it in the chat. Take a wild guess. I had 550 points, maybe 600. And I said, I'm going to Emerald next month. I'm going to Emerald in June. So in 1 month, we rallied 1,100 points. 1,100 points in less than 30 days. And you know what we did that by? Books. No, I'm just kidding. We didn't do it with books. We didn't have time for books during that month. We did it with a team and a community like you guys have. Like I can tell when Marla brings y'all on a call and you're sharing your hearts and what products have done for you. And I know she brings a really good community. And we did that with linking arms and rallying together and helping others with their goals. I mean, we had several golds and senior golds and senior silvers and new silvers and so much excitement. 1,100 points in a month. I could never do that on my own. I would never take the credit by myself. That was incredible. And I knew that it was time, because our season of learning and growing and the roller coaster of emotions of the downs and the ups and the downs, I was like, my team deserves for us to see Emerald. They deserve it. And we're doing it. We're doing it. And everyone got on board and everyone was like, oh my gosh, we're doing it. We're doing it. And it was crazy. And it was a roller coaster of emotions of a month. But that month brought us together stronger as a team, as friends, much more connected than we ever were before. And, you know, we will always have seasons. And I'm so grateful for those hard seasons, because guess what? We're all going to have a hard season. And if I've never experienced the really hard seasons, then how am I going to help someone on my team when they're in a season? I can just be like, well, I don't know what to tell you, you know, just suck it up and fix it. Or I can be like, girl, I've been there. I've been in the swamps. We're making swamp angels. And this is how we got out of it, with books, more books. So anyways, that's a little slice in a nutshell of me.
Oh, that's amazing. So you you hit Senior Ruby in a year.
Mm-hmm.
And then you were at Senior Ruby then for 3 years.
3 years. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And not even, you know, in that last year, I really wasn't even ranking Senior Ruby.
Right.
Yeah.
Which can happen. Yes. So I'm curious. So your background is dental hygiene, right?
Yeah. So I did I was a dental assistant, but I did treatment coordination. So I worked in the ortho office and did that kind of fun stuff.
Okay. And so your podcast and reading, if I didn't have that, I agree. You can't make it, because your mind plays tricks on you. Mm-hmm. And how many people do you meet on the street that say, I'm going to school to be a network marketer, right? We judge how we do by listening to others, or because others aren't asking us about what we're doing or liking our posts, or, you know, we stop doing what we're doing. But we have to stick together. I love that because the tough ones make it, right? That you have to be tough, thick skin. And I noticed that you just all of a sudden changed on social media. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, I wonder what she's taken. No, no, but it's funny how when you finally have learned enough and built that belief and just you draw that line in the sand. And I still go in those peaks and valleys all the time, you know, mm-hmm. But seeing your growth, and I can't believe 1,100 points in a month. That's amazing.
That's crazy.
But I wanted you to talk a little bit too about, you just did this 75 hard. I want people to kind of follow you. Is it just on TikTok that you did it?
Yeah, so I did my 75 hard challenge and I finished in like the first week of June. And I documented daily on TikTok. And then I'm on day 10. There's different phases after you complete 75 hard. There's 3 phases. They're 30 days each. So now I'm on day 10 of the first phase. And I'm sharing more of that on my Instagram and Facebook than I was with the first go around now.
So you're doing it, kind of duplicating it. So did you gain a lot of new customers and followers from that?
I did. And I think I grew on TikTok a little bit. I've never used TikTok before ever. I thought it was like the app for dancing. But once I got in there, I realized that there's a lot of like health people. There's a lot of fitness people. There's so much to learn on there. It's insane. And it'll suck you in, side note. But I did have people, I put my Instagram link bio on my TikTok. And so when I was consistently sharing my 75 hard on there, I would notice that I was getting followers on Instagram from my TikTok. So I didn't share a lot of Plexus stuff on there. Like sometimes it would end up in a video, but very rarely did I talk about Plexus on TikTok because I wanted to grow naturally and attract people to just me and what I was doing. But it did convert over, and I did actually sign a couple of ambassadors that came from TikTok.
Yeah. Okay.
Which was cool. Yeah. Something new.
A conversion. Yes. Okay. All right. Does anyone have any dying questions for April? I know you must.
Hi, April. Thank you for sharing your story.
Oh, thank you.
It's getting dark. It's just so inspiring that you grew that much in 1 month once you made the decision to do that. Can you give us a little insight or picture as to how you rallied the troops and kind of what that looked like through your month?
Yeah, definitely. So when we had kind of decided to go for Emerald, we had gotten individual